Hello, I am trying something new today. Camera and sharing thinking thoughts. I'm participating in a challenge called Weekly Beats, which was set up by Trash80. I'll leave a link in the description. And it's basically put out a track each week of the year. Go figure. But this challenge emphasizes something that's always been very important for me personally when it comes to the creative process, which is deadlines. If you've ever created something, you know that it's very easy to keep polishing up whatever you're working on, be it music, video, whatever, and just keep working on it because it's not quite good enough. And as a result, no one gets to see your work. But the putting it out there part is so important, not only because, people need to see and hear your work, it's also because it allows you a moment of reflection. And by putting out the work and by reflecting on it, you get a chance to articulate what you feel your future work will need. It's very much like having a conversation with a person, and you talk about a difficult subject for yourself. And by externalizing a thought that bothers you, for example, by externalizing that thought, it allows you to reflect on that thought. How did it feel when you said it out loud? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Why? And in my experience, it's very much the same with putting out music. These time challenges, especially for me, have been a blessing because you know when you have to put something out there. And when that deadline comes along, there's no room for hesitation. You have to commit to your decisions and just put the work out. I've participated in different competitions that played with different time frames, spanning from a month to a week or a day or even 30 to 60 minutes. And there's no time for hesitation. You have to make a couple of decisions and just stick with them and see what comes out. And it probably won't result in your best work, but that's not the point of a 30 or 60 minute challenge or even weekly beats. The point is to spend time doing the thing that you do, whether that's making music or some other creative endeavor. And having that deadline in place helps you to say, this is as good as it's gonna get. I just have to put it out. A week is especially interesting as a time frame because you can write something on Monday, sleep on it until Tuesday, then, write out a composition, and if you manage to finalize production on, say, Friday, you still have the entire weekend to do post-production. That's the ideal situation anyway. For most of us, it's, oh no, it's Friday. I forgot about weekly beats. So with all of that in mind, the importance of deadlines, reflecting on your work, let's take a look at the track that I wrote for the first week of the year. There was definitely a big inspiration for this track, and that is Luke Vibert, specifically his Carrier District work. It's just something that's always so pleasant to listen to. I love his playful style. I love his quirkiness in his music. It's just fantastic. I love Luke Vibert. All right, so let's jump into the track. The first thing I wanted was a drum loop. I chopped up the sample to get the type of drum beat that I like. Then the second element that I added on top of that was the bass guitar. And then you're already like 60% there. Like this was like, okay, I can work with this. And it was just a matter of stacking elements on top of this foundation. Let's move on to synths. I used this Casio Max for Life instrument, which has grown to be my favorite synthesizer in Ableton. It's really funny. It's such a simple synthesizer. It's based on the Casio CZ synthesizers, I'm pretty sure. But I find myself using this almost in every track that I make. The sounds are so simple. They're so charming. It's a really charming plugin. And I even considered like, okay, I probably really like the sound of the Casio CZ a lot. So I actually bought a plugin, this one right here, Virtual CZ, because this one is based on the same range of synthesizers. So let's hear the Casio synthesizer. That's very simple, and just for variation, I added some synth layers on top of that. And I'm pretty sure this sound is actually just a preset as well. All right, next up, I added some percussive layers to the instrumentation just to really bring out the disco vibes a little bit. So especially this clap. Where's the shaker? Oh, here it is. During the later sections, a tambourine joins in. For the later section, I also have a calypso. Actually, that's just a shaker. As well as an open hi-hat. Let's put it all together. For transitional parts to every new section of the song, I added some drum fills. Speaking of transitional parts, like and subscribe. Now, I figured since I was doing Luke Vibert anyway, I have this really, really nice 303 preset in this massive synth. I really want to get a VST plugin that's a bit closer to emulating the proper 303 sound, but this preset works really well. All right, moving on, I also found a lot of nice vocal snippets to, get the disco vibes going.
Hey, 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 huh? Oh.
Now, obviously, these samples do not match the vibe of the song at all, so I sort of masked them with this vocoder preset that I think I slightly adjusted, as well as some bit reduction and a phaser, and that created a much more harmonious sound with the rest of the track. I also found some other vocal snippets. The quality isn't great, but it's good enough.
Do it yourself now and dance.
In terms of the overall structure, I decided to keep it really simple. So it's basically the same bass movement, the same chord progressions. I did add a different piano sound for variation during the climax section. I also added some arpeggios to liven up the intro a little bit. It sneaks back in during this climax section. Aside from the synthesizer sections, I also added a trumpet section. That basically covers the entire production process. I try to bounce it to stems and then mix it whenever I can because, it's nice to have that control over where all the sounds lands and do some proper stereo panning and whatnot and get the EQing right. In production, I always just have a rough idea of where I want the sounds to be. Oh, I completely forgot to point out this sort of rhythmic part in the synthesizer section. Where is it? Very, very simple. I think this is also just a Casio synthesizer. So the synthesizer parts there nicely in the middle, but the percussive elements, they sort of jump around as well as the different melodic aspects. So we have a couple of the background synthesizers that are panned a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. And then for the vocal sections, I had a lot of fun just panning that around.
Hey, 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 huh? Oh, hey.
So in hindsight, this is something that I tried, but I don't think these values really have an impact. Basically, what my idea was, I had a bunch of low-cut filters that I wanted to automate so that the lower frequencies are cut out right before the next section starts. Then you put it all back in and you have an extra emphasis on the new section, and it sort of gives it a little bit more energy. But I think I had to go a little bit higher than 100 hertz. And I did this for a lot of tracks. Like this one has 140 hertz, so that's a little bit better, I guess, but it's barely audible. It doesn't need to be very loud. The drum loop has 256 hertz, which is probably better. Let's actually check that out. Yeah, that's much better. And then when it comes back in, it gives it a bit more oomph. In terms of post-production, there's not a lot of special stuff going on. It's just a compressor here, some reverb there, some EQing there. Oh, there is this one particular trick that I want to point out. It was a very nice little insight. So we have this 303, right? I wanted it to stand out a little bit more in the mix because originally it was just dead center, and it I don't know, it didn't feel right. So one of the tricks that my friend Mark taught me, he taught me this little trick where you have a delay and you have one of the sides on the lowest possible value and then the other one on a later value. So I'll just duplicate this here to be non-destructive, and I'll slowly increase the value and you'll notice the difference. This little delay trick helps so much to help certain elements stand out. It's one of the tricks that whenever I feel something needs to be brought a little bit more to the foreground, but EQing just doesn't cut it, this is one of the tricks that I really, really like. So yeah, that's basically the track. In hindsight, you know, I'm not that happy with the post-production. I think I could have gotten it to sound a lot better. Especially the sections like the do it yourself now vocal snippets. But like I said, you know, you can endlessly tweak a track, but at some point you just drive yourself mad. So it's just time to put that track out there. And this is basically the best I could do at the start of the year, and it taught me a lot in terms of like really listening to how you want your track to sound. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. And I should point out, if you like this song, it's licensed Creative Commons. All you have to do is attribute to the work. I would prefer like being mentioned in the credits on screen, but the description is fine as well. But let's be honest, not many people read the description. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy the track. Goodbye.